to another exciting edition of Hidden in Universal Vault. I'm Ron, your host, and I thought we'd go ahead and head into, I thought we'd go into this last couple weeks by taking a look at a direct-to-video film. Yep, a direct-to-video film, which is a sequel to a cult classic from the 1970s. And this movie stars, the movie stars a bunch of unknowns. Grant Boiler, Kathleen Marone, Martin Hancock, Micah Belford, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, Bert Gardiston, Nina Bergman, with Jamie Bamber, and alongside Ronny Cox, The Car. Road to Revenge. This is a direct-to-video film that came out in 2018, and it's based on a cult film called The Car, released in 1977. Now, I never saw the original Car, so I went into this blind, but as far as it is, and I'm going to get the elephant out of the room right now, this movie is bad. It is really, really bad. Painfully boring. That's what I best describe The Car. Painfully boring. So, what's The Car really about? Or The Car, Road to Revenge. And I did watch the unrated. This is the only way I could watch it, was the unrated cut. So, that is the one I watched. So, The Car. Basically, it's not... In this one, I don't know where the original The Car was set, but Road to Revenge, the sequel to The Car, called The Car, Road to Revenge, follows a group of cops that discovers this evil car, and he basically this guy, and he's like, let me read you the back of it, because was super confused with this. In a dystopian cyberpunk city plagued by crime and corruption, this time set in cyberpunk, post-apocalyptic, that kind, sort of like the Mad Max universe. Plagued by crime and corruption, and unscrupulous district attorney. Yeah, it's about a district attorney who murders these people. Toss out of a building into a brand new car. Mysterious district attorney and his car come back to life as a single being with a thirst for vengeance. Yeah, basically a district attorney, he goes and kills people, and he murders many people with this car. And there's a guy that has this, finger that turns into, this blade or something. Yeah, Yeah, the only cast member coming back from the original is Ronny Cox. He's, I believe, this guy on the back right here. But yeah, it's really, really confusing. For the first start of the film, I was already confused. I don't know what to qualify this. The problem is the script is just so bad. This was made by, I forgot to mention, this was also made by their 1440 division, so I wasn't expecting good, but I was not expecting bad. This movie is just awful. I don't really have much to say. The characters are so paper thin. The writing is awful. The CG is just super bad. You're looking at the CG in this is like if this movie was released on Sega CD. And that's being kind to Sega CD. The CG is just cheesy. There's one point there's one point in the film where all of a sudden this car does this flip. He'll do this, the car will just jump and flip on its own. It's really bad. It almost reminded me of that movie Rubber about a killer tire. I don't know. Maybe the original Car, The Car might be, we'll just say Car for short. Maybe Car might be maybe the original might be better, but honestly, after watching this, I don't even know if I'm going to sit down and watch the original 70s The Car. It's just such a lame name. If you want a better movie involving a killer car, just go watch Christine. Go watch the Stephen King, John Carpenter film Christine. That movie is a million times better than what this movie is. It's just not good. it's just, it's really hard to say for a movie basically about a killer car. The idea is there. It's a great idea. Do not get me wrong. This is an awesome idea for a movie. But when you got a movie that has these bland characters and everybody getting killed, then the ending isn't anything too special either. Kind of left it open for a sequel, but I just don't see myself ever touching this movie again. And yeah, I don't know. You can't really judge it, but let's go ahead and take a look at the cover art. So, is there any positives I can say with the movie? The cover art's kind of cool, but that's really about it. You can just look at the cover and realize look at that cover. That cover right there could sell you on this movie. The Car Road to Revenge didn't really do nothing, but just made me bored. Yeah, it's neat to see Ronny Cox back from the original, but I never saw the original, so I can't really say about this. My copy did come with the slip. I paid nothing for this because I got this. Yeah, it's nothing much. The disc isn't anything to go right home about. You know what? Just for the fun of it, I'm not keeping this movie anyways, but I'll go ahead and show you the disc anyways, so I can reflect and look back at this movie and wonder to myself, why was this even made? Vengeance is coming. Well, I say Vengeance just made me bored out of my own mind. It did not entertain me one bit. So, yeah, I gotta say this. Yeah, we'll get to. Yeah, I'm just gonna say that right now. So, anyways, let's just get to it right now. The only positive I can say is the cover art is the best thing about this movie. So, anyways, final verdict: should you see The Car, Road to Revenge? Absolutely not. This movie is just, don't watch it. This movie is literally bad. This movie is not fun. It's not scary. It's gory to the point of being gross. And the CG is just awful. The characters are flat. The writing's flat. Cinematography is just that bad. Characters are just paper thin from start to finish. I don't like movies that have paper thin characters. That's not a good sign when your characters are super paper thin. And they could have made themselves a fun, cheesy film. That's why the Death Race movies that are released by Universal are great in their own way. Now, the 1440 Division, as I said, they're not bad. They just picked a bad movie. And did we need a sequel to supposedly a cult classic known as The Car? Did we need a sequel to what many people call as a classic? No. By changing it up and making a post-cyberpunk dystopian future just does not work. I should not have to be gross. Like it's just the CG's bad. They just did not know how to make a film what would have possibly been a really good sort of popcorn horror film. But instead, we got a boring film about a car chasing people down and killing people. This movie does have violence, has violence, language, and nudity. There's a strip club scene I forgot to mention. So this movie technically is R. It's not rated because it's the unrated version, and I just either or. This movie's going to have a spot on the worst list. It's definitely going on my worst list at the end of the year, but we haven't got to the end of the year yet, so I can't really say yet. But this movie is actually the first bad movie I watched for 2024. I was expecting something to be good, but for 2018, I expected good. I expected the CG to be really top tier, even for direct-to-video. I've seen tons of these Universal direct-to-videos, and most of them have been good. The Car Road to Revenge is just not fun. So I'm going to just leave it at that. So, yeah, that's my review of The Car Road to Revenge. Just don't even bother watching this, guys. Just don't. It's like, it feels long. It really does feel long. This movie is an hour and 29 minutes, but it feels more like 3 hours. And I just literally was bored out of my mind. What would, again, like I said, the idea of a killer car is awesome. The idea of no passengers, similar to how we'll mention the video game Spy Hunter, where there's nobody in the Spy Hunter car. Making a horror film revolving around a killer car, it's just, it didn't work. Just take my advice, go watch John Carpenter's Christina. It's a way better movie. It's much, much, much fun. It's a lot more fun, and that's based on a Stephen King story. I wonder if Stephen King was inspired by The Car to make his movie. And no, it's not ripping off Christina in the long run. So that's it. So like I said, if you do like the content I'm putting on the channel, you can do all the good stuff. Like, comment, subscribe, click the bell, get the notifications so you know what movie I watch, so you know what review I put up there. And yeah. So yeah, that's it. So yeah, and like I always say, guys, as always, keep watching those Universal movies, and I'll catch you guys next time. Bye.